on in this country. I've been out of the country, and coming back, I have realized that we have decided that we will be wasting our Mondays on unnecessary destruction of property. And to me, I feel this is not the right direction to take, and I would want to address the former Prime Minister, Raila Amolo Odinga, and to tell him that it is pointless to be participating in an election whose results you will never accept. Anybody who gets himself involved in an election must be prepared for three outcomes. Any of the three. You either win, you lose, or it is a draw. And when it so happens, they are the courts that we all go to lodge our complaints, and when we go there and the courts make their declaration, it is important that we adhere to them. This other idea of just walking around and destroying property, and I want to say this, the Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister should be the last person to promise people lawful and peaceful demonstration. It has never happened in his life. And therefore, when he tells us that he is going to hold peaceful demonstrations, I think he is taking Kenyans for granted, their intelligence for granted, and we would want to say this. As much as we would want peace, and we condemn all the evil acts we saw yesterday, destruction of property, theft of property, whichever side it was, that is the wrong way. And I am tempted to declare Raila Amolo Odinga a leader unto death and darkness, because we have seen death, because it is him who has led what we have seen. He has declared himself to be the champion of the poor, yet he is getting the poor killed and destroyed, and their property destroyed. So we would really want to urge him. He is an elder. There are many other ways of solving his problems. And if he thinks he has the panacea for solving problems, we would want to advise him that it is not taking people to the streets. When you take people to the streets, you get them away from their daily work, and where they kind of get their daily bread. And you just take them round to start fighting and to do the wrong things. We believe that is not right. We also would want to wish and ask our government to also be magnanimous. As we handle the demonstrators, let us also focus on ensuring that there is peace. The Kenya Police Service is a body that must really be put to use. I personally would not even understand why we did not see the police trying to stop the destruction that was being done of property yesterday. And really, as Kenyans, we must admit that this economy is fragile. There is a challenge, and if all we can do is mess it up the way we are doing, I think we are not doing what is right. Lastly, may I address the people or the men of the clergy. I am well aware that the Bible speaks about specks and logs. At times, we have heard a lot of noise made about specks in other people's eyes when logs are too big in their eyes. We have been in this country, and really, if the people or if the clergy will support that every time somebody loses an election, we go to dialogue, then why didn't we have dialogue in the first place? Why do we have to go through an election, spend billions of Kenya shillings, get a result from a credible body like the IEBC, and then the clergy is telling us it is time to sit together and talk? Talk over what? Number one, if you are the loser, admit you are the loser. And then from that point, we can have a dialogue. But it can't be that you keep insisting on, I don't know, opening of servers by whom. The Kenya Kwanza government has no servers to open. Address the IEBC, because it is really ridiculous for us to believe that the servers were being run by government. It wasn't. If it was government, it was the Uhuru government. It was the government in power. So we would want to urge that when you lose, and really the clergy must also tell us, Because they have the Bible says in, I think in I think Proverbs 16, that 7 times a righteous man falls and 7 times he rises. Do they want to tell us that the Bible is talking about Raila Odinga? Thank you.